Biryani is an Indo-Aryan word derived from the Persian language, which was used as an official language in different parts of medieval India by various Islamic dynasties. One theory states that it originated from birinj, the Persian word for rice. Another theory states that it is derived from biryan or bariyan, which means to fry or to roast. Many historians believe that biryani originated from Persia and was brought to India by the Mughals. The Mughal dynasty is of Turkic-Mongol origin that ruled most of northern India from the early 16th to the mid-18th century. After that time, it continued to exist as a considerably reduced and increasingly powerless entity until the mid-19th century. It is believed that biryani was further developed in the Mughal royal kitchen. Biryani is also considered as a mixed rice dish originating among the Muslims of the Indian subcontinent. It is made with Indian spices, rice, and meat, usually that of chicken, goat, lamb, fish, and sometimes in addition, eggs or vegetables such as potatoes. I fell in love with this dish when I was working in Dubai. Being away from your loved ones was challenging, but I found comfort whenever I ate this dish. Hypothetically, biryani gave me tranquility. As I continue to think about this dish, I can't help but admire who really invented its recipe, from the coming together of its flavor from different spices, to how tender and flavorful the protein could be from its sauce, and finally the use of yogurt to control its heat. Join me today as I bring you my very own version of chicken biryani. There are two major components in creating chicken biryani. First is making the chicken marinade, and second is cooking the basmati rice. Let's begin by marinating our chicken. Make a few slits on all chicken quarters and add to a large bowl. Cutting slits into the meat before marinating allows the flavor to penetrate deeper into the meat. Then add 4 tablespoons of plain yogurt, 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste, 1 tablespoon of garam masala powder, half a teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of ground turmeric, half a teaspoon of red chili powder, and 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Mix everything well and marinate the chicken. Cover and set this aside for about 30 minutes. Marinating the chicken with yogurt and spices is the first key step to make the best chicken biryani. Yogurt tenderizes the chicken and also neutralizes the heat from different spices. Marinating and resting the chicken makes it soft and succulent. While marinating the chicken, we can start cooking our rice. Basmati rice has to be rinsed very well a few times in ample amount of water to get rid of the starch. This prevents the rice grains from turning mushy. Soaking the rice helps to cook the rice grains to a fluffy texture. In a large pot, add 6 cups of water. Then add about 1 gram of coriander seeds, 2 pieces of bay leaf, 2 pieces star anise, half a teaspoon of salt. Then bring to a boil and add 3 cups of basmati rice. Mix gently using a spoon and cook on high flame for about 7 minutes. Now that the rice is done, we can begin cooking our marinated chicken. In a large pan, heat your oil. Add 1 cup thinly sliced onions. On medium heat, fry them and stir often until uniformly light brown. Add the marinated chicken and saute until it becomes pale for about 5 minutes. Lower the flame completely. Cover until the chicken is soft, tender, and completely cooked. It has to be just cooked and not overdone. Evaporate any excess moisture left in the pot by cooking further without the lid. Taste test and add more salt if needed. Here comes the fun part. Flambe to deglaze the pan and to add rich flavor to our chicken. Now we are done. Let's get ready to plate. So I wanted my mother to taste my dish first. I know for a fact that she's not a big fan of spicy food, though she mentioned it was spicy, but at the same time, it was surprisingly delicious. As for my father, well, I was pretty sure he would love this because he just loves spices. But he did point out that the chicken was very moist and tender. But I really wanted to see how this dish would appeal to the kids, considering that it could be very hot for them. They just kept chunking away on pieces of chicken, maybe because it was very moist on the inside. For my recommendation, I think that this dish could appeal to the young ones. We could adjust its heat by reducing some spices in its recipe. For basmati rice, there are so many kinds of basmati rice available in the market. For best results, choose premium quality basmati rice that is labeled as aged. This kind of rice is more firm and fluffs up well in chicken biryani without turning mushy. Aged rice is also more fragrant. For chicken, we usually use up the cut whole chicken to make the chicken biryani. However, I think chicken breast pieces will dry out if not marinated well. If you prefer soft, tender, and succulent pieces of chicken in your biryani, then just use chicken thighs and drumsticks. Always use bone-in chicken as it helps the dish to turn out more flavorful. While doing this dish, I only encountered one problem. Because we used strong spices, it left a strong aroma in the kitchen, which was unpleasant to others. I have read that we can counter this by leaving out a small bowl of vinegar near the stove. When the dish is done, leave the vinegar out for several hours to absorb the leftover smells. Overall, I think I did well replicating the dish that gave me comfort while being away from home. Though I believe nothing beats authentic biryani, especially if it is made by those who are very familiar with its recipe. But hopefully soon, I would be able to put up my own restaurant with biryani in my menu. To give a bit of comfort that I felt to my fellow Filipinos, especially to those who are coming home from the Middle East.